music. I hear sheep. Let's get in this game.
Here we go. HRE against the Abbasid. Any second now, and there we are. We got Hut in the yellow playing the Abbasid dynasty already. Yeah, we're playing on the Sahara Desert biome, I believe that is.
I like this.
This will be the Mediterranean. Yeah, it's the Sahara Desert biome. And Hut immediately dropping down the stock. Now on the other side, we have Lucifron playing as the Holy Roman Empire. Looks like he's also going for the early dock as well.
I'm just loving looking at the biome because I've casted 4 lakes. I feel like every single time on the road to Red Bull, and I've stared at this, and it just is nice to see the wavy sands out there. And of course, the Abbasid, they look great out here in the sand. Wait till you see these camels come trampling across. It's going to be great. But there we go. The first dock being dropped down. It looks like both players have their dock. We got scouts out here. It looks like it's going to be a 1 scout build for both players yet again. I don't know if anyone's going 2 scouts anymore. It seems to be a lot of 1 scouters.
You know, on dock opening, you don't really have the room in your early economy for a second scout, so it does make sense. Does make sense to only go for that 1 scout. So both players now also just roaming around looking for any sheep, maybe some intel, maybe see if their opponent has also docked one of the pawns here that is in the corners of the maps. And I mean, let's just compare the fishing ships right now. So we have Lucifron, he has 1 fishing ship out already, second one on the way. Hut on the other side looks like he also is an equal amount of fishing ships right now. So we see both players. Lucifron actually gets his first fishing ship out a little bit earlier, his second one out a little bit earlier. But overall, looks like both players are relatively equal when it comes to their fishing economy at this point in time. Looks, however, though, like the pawn for Hut here is quite a bit more in his favor than the one for Lucifron. Lucifron only has 1 deep sea fish that is relatively close to his dock. The other ones, they're a little bit further in the back. So once that first one is gone, that means that the travel time here is going to be a little bit higher.
I have been just asking and asking. I just think the deep water fish on this should just spawn symmetrically. Would anyone have a problem with that? They could be symmetrical out there, so it's at least because those are such a massive resource. That's a significant advantage, along with the distance you spawn from the starting water. I think should be equidistant on both sides. But that's just my 2 cents.
There's a lot of shorefish now as well on these ponds, but if you look at the other pond for Lucifron, that one looks way better. So if Lucifron does drop a dock on the other pond that's on his side of the on the other side of his town center, I mean, if he drops a dock there, he's going to have access to a lot of deep sea fish there. That is going to be really close to his dock.
And the deep sea fish, for folks who don't know, this is the fastest gather rate in the game, right? With those, and they replenish. So that is just a crazy source of food. So you can't go without getting those. You go for the deep sea fish. Don't fish the shoreline fish if you're making boats. You want to go for those deep water fish.
Yeah, the deep water fish, it's just a tremendous difference. I think the shoreline fish for fishing ships, they gather at a rate of around 0.75 food per second. And then the deep sea fish, they gather at like 1 food per second. So shoreline fish, 0.75, and deep sea fish is around 1 food per second. Massive difference there.
Crackety, you are the master analyst, like having those numbers ready to go. I'm a pleb. I need to be able to click on the unit and see the gather rate of them. Like, I generally know, but like, you got those numbers down.
It's all the water practice here.
Yeah, all that water practice. Oh, there we go. He's trying to look. It's not there. It's not there. I baited the observer. He's looking for the gather rates. Actually, in AOE3, if you like click the villager while it's gathering, it tells you the rate that's gathering, which is really cool. So you don't have to guess or have some magical numbers memorized. But anyways, yeah, you can't see it. But there's the House of Wisdom going up the economic wing. So we saw this in the last game. Going to be fresh foodstuffs clearly coming out of that one. And we'll see once we hit the second age if there's any military pressure coming down from either side, or if a lot of times these water maps, sometimes they just boost straight towards the castle age quite early. But we see a second dock being dropped down for Hut.
Yeah, both players actually going for a second dock, and it looks like Lucifron at the same time, he's trying to sneak up a dock on the side of his opponent, or at least he's trying to make sure that there's no dock on his pond, which he just placed the dock at. Also something that we just saw to play, we saw a scout attacking the villager of Hut here, trying to make that dock, and that's one of the really nice changes now that scouts, they only do a single damage with every single attack. So they can basically no longer efficiently kill villagers or deny docks or anything like that. That means that if your villager that's out on the map tends to run into perfect timing here with those bots. But if a villager tends to run into a scout while trying to dock a dock, that's no longer an issue. And now we see Hut, he's able to get that sneak dock up on the pond of Lucifron. Actually gets there with the second villager as well. Might actually drop 2 docks, potentially, just to have the higher production rate here.
Yeah, I'm not sure there. So he was able to get that in. We see, I was going to mention at the top of the game, a lot of times players in this map will wall in their lakes because this is exactly the type of stuff that happens. People come over to your side. Can Lucifron see that? Are we able to look at his point of view? I'm kind of wondering if he can see. I mean, he'll see it once that dock is up at the very least, I think.
Yeah, I think he saw it. Yeah, he did see it.
Yeah.
So he's aware. He deleted the wall that he was going to build and instead makes another dock. There, villager battle now, though. That dock might actually be denied there. I don't think Lucifron's getting that dock up. Yeah, villager has to abandon that dock. That is not going up.
Yep, so there we go. We've got the little bit villager fight that's going on, and Lucifron's second dock is going to be denied there, which gives Hut a little bit of advantage on the water. You see him training up an arrow ship, and we're going to see maybe a little bit more water play than we've seen in the past. You can make arrow ships, demo ships, or you can make springald ships. So they're kind of a rock, paper, scissors in that, and that's a kind of a new thing that's come to AOE4.
Yeah, ships from most civilizations nowadays tend to be a little bit more expensive than others. So going for... Oh my god. That's the bitey infantry. Oh no.
He's gonna run.
It's coming.
Oh, F's in the chat. Down goes the wolf. Yeah, I hate to see it, but unfortunately, it does look like the villager's gonna be dead there.
Unfortunate. We see Lucifron at the same time. He's also dropped a dock on the side of Hut's pond on the left side. Now gets a Hulk out on the right pond, and that Hulk, that's going to counter the Scally here for Hut. So that means that that galley... Oh, we immediately have a demolition ship, and those are huge.
There you go.
Oh, it doesn't finish the ship off completely, and...
There's the display of that rock, paper, scissors right there. You saw how much damage that demo ship did. And all 3 of the boats on display right away. Those wolves have a leash. You can see they don't follow all the way back. They will only bite you for so far, and then they turn around.
Galley on galley action here now, happening in front of Hut's dock. Not dock.
Ducks! I didn't see any ducks. We're in the desert.
At the same time, though, Lucifron is now opting into some aggression on land, as he just dropped 2 barracks and is now sending over some men-at-arms over to the side of Hut. Hut at the same time, he's already banked quite a lot of food right now, so might actually go up to Castle Age here relatively soon if he's able to afford it gold-wise, since once again, the gold is not going to be in range of the town center.
Okay, so a lot of water back and forth so far this game, trying to take off the... it looks like we've got docks on each other's ponds. We still got like disco boats going on. Every once in a while, the lights will just they flash on the boat. They've got I don't know. I think those are Philips Hue smart lights on those boats. They I don't see if these ones flashing. No, they're just definitely the ones on the top left. We're doing some disco action. Maybe it's when they move. I don't know. Maybe just they have to start the party. Oh, there we go. There's them.
It looks like Hut is now going up to the next age. He has a lot of villagers on gold right now. However, the men-at-arms are going to be coming in here, and I think Hut might have to dodge over to... Oh, there was an explosion going on there.
Boom, boom.
That's that bagla for Hut there. So now, I mean, he only invested into 3 fishing ships. He's able to put all of them into his dock, so he's going to be safe there. Looks like Lucifron is actually going to be able to clean up on the other pond here. Oh, villager. One went down here.
Oh, those man-arms. Yep, they're going to start being annoying. He's got these man-arms. He doesn't have any... Does he have any archery ranges? He just have stables.
These men-at-arms are just going to follow right on the town
stables.
Center. They're not afraid of death. No Pierce Armor upgrade yet, though, for Lucifron. So those men-at-arms, they're not going to survive for long under the town center.
Okay, Crackety. I see 4 stables. I see that Hut is aging up. What do you think that's going to mean?
That's probably mass scouts, right?
Mass scouts. There you go. Mass scouts into GG. Now, that's going to definitely be a night spam, or You can make the camel riders, but depending on Lucifron makes any knights, but seeing he's kind of going for the man-arms route, but I expect he's just going to rally those across the field and start trying to get some value.
I think he's also on the gold on the right side of his base, so he's also going to get gold that way. As we do see that he still has a good trickle of gold income right now, and that means that in just a little bit we're going to have a lot of knights here on the field, and those knights are absolutely going to clean up these feudal age man-at-arms right now. Lucifron, though, at the same time, looks like he's also soon to go up to the castle age, just missing a little bit more gold, but that's one of the benefits from the Abbasid. They don't have to invest any villager idle time into going up to the next age, so they start off with a good chunk of resource, which is why Hut immediately is able to queue up 6 villagers the second he hits the next age.
Yep, and we've got man-at-arms still running around trying to find any villagers that might be outside the town center. Oh, maybe we'll get one. Let's see what he's doing. Takes a few swings there. Yep, villager goes down. Okay.
I mean, Hut right now, he's completely off of wood right now, so there's no more investment from Hut right now on any of those ponds, I believe.
The knights are there to clean up the man-arms. Yes, he's been pushed off of this completely. It looks like Lucifron is walling. He knows the knights are coming. He scouted it. He sees 4. The good news is he knows what to build. Do you think he'll start making some spearmen there? He does have some barracks. He knows there's 4 stables. Do you think he'll start spamming some spearmen out?
Yeah, he's got 1 in the queue right now, 2 on the field already, so definitely the right choice here to just make a couple of spears. You're definitely going to need them in a little bit. Should probably add some more, as Hut is already on 5 knights right now. 8 knights right now with 5 more in the queue. That's the way around.
Yeah.
So that's going to be dangerous here in a little bit.
Yep, and we've got the knights galloping across, or rather, sorry, they're lancers. The Absent, they have lancers. And let's see what value they're able to get. We've got this beautiful follow across the field. Let's see. Now, he sees stables. If I saw this, I think I'd maybe make a few camel riders, maybe. I don't know. Maybe just keep going on with knights.
Yeah, I think right now you can just keep spamming knights, and
Oh.
he's already on 12 knights, even more knights in the queue at the same time. With that mass, you're able to take these fights against these spears. There are not a lot of spears out on the map right now, so Hut right now, he needs to get a lot of damage in here right now, but it looks like he's not... Okay, there we go. If he finds those villagers, he's able to get a lot of damage in there right now. Able to take 1 of the knights. Couple of knights are low here in the army for Hut. Actually loses 1 to a single arrow from the TC there. More knights coming in. Trying to position here the knights just not to not be completely surrounded. Lots of knights just pathing right now. Busy pathing, busy trying to find a way around. Not the best fight here right now for Hut actually because of that tree line.
Yeah, the knights can take on the spearmen if you've got spear numbers. I mean, the spearmen, you need several spearmen to deal with a single knight. You can't just, it's not just like a one-on-one fight just because it's the counter. But we see Lucifron looks like maybe gonna hold this. Some lower HP knights now. He needs to be careful, doesn't want to lose all of those. The water looks like Hut's got control of the northern sea, but it appears that Lucifron has all of the others. Look, Hut has actually walled in that relic, trying to stop Lucifron from picking that up as he went up the Regnitz Cathedral.
So far, not a single relic has been collected by any of these players, and Lucifron, he did go up with the Regnitz Cathedral, so he's definitely interested in getting some of these relics. Hut right now, he does have a Imam right now out on the map, however, that one has yet to grab any of those relics. Right now, we got 2 prelates as well for Lucifron, also yet to grab any of these relics, and right now, it's just more and more lancers for Hut. Meanwhile, Lucifron, he's got a decent amount of spearmen right now and just adding more and more, also getting the veterancy upgrade for his spears, so Hut has to think of something else, and he's making a camel archer and crossbowman.
Yep, and the camel archers are the hard counter to spearmen. They get a multiplier against those, so that'll be a good unit to have. The knights running backwards right now. He needs to get some camels out, though. Not only will they counter the spearmen, the camels will they have a camel unease ability, so it basically passively debuffs the enemy knights and horsemen, so that'll be something that'll be nice to have into this army.
Good charge here for Hut, able to take a couple of lancers, and looks like both players now are currently getting 1 relic each back to their base. Archery, though, they're going to get a lot more value out of those. And at the same time, I mean, if we look at the economy numbers right now, Lucifron, he's sitting at a very healthy economy lead, 20 more economy units compared to Hut. And that's all because Lucifron right now, he is sitting on 3 of these ponds. Hut right now, he's only got this one single pond. Now, he's also only sitting on 1 town center. This is looking rough right now economically for Hut. And if he doesn't get a lot of damage here soon on the economy of Lucifron, then this might just be a case of Lucifron being able to out-eco and out-mass Hut here in the long run. Now, though, Hut is able to sneak a couple of knights around. However, it looks like Lucifron is reacting. Has some of his units back in his base. Actually, never mind, not reacting. There might be some value to it here.
Oh, there's going to be a big raid. Villagers going down. Boom, boom, boom. Slash, slash, slash. The villagers are falling. And we can look at the worker kills in the bottom left. You can kind of see what is going on there. They're about even now after that raid has happened. Some spearmen there to try to stop him. On the other side, though, Lucifron has pushed in with his spearmen, but there's crossbows there to meet and wipe out to those knights. I think that'll be a good trade for Hut on the other side of the map.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, the crossbowmen, they're able to take good fights here against the knights. They just have to kite back every now and then. And overall, what would you rather not have in your base? Would you rather not have spears in your base, or would you rather not have knights in your base? Yeah. I'd rather not have knights in my base, but it looks like actually Lucifron is going to be able to clean up all the crossbowmen there.
Yep.
And now it's going to be looking tough here. A lot of economy has been idle for Hut. Meanwhile, Lucifron, he hasn't got any idle economy at all. Hut just sends his military in there, but he's not finding any value, and Hut calls the GG
Oh
here.
my gosh! It looked like he was just going to keep kiting back with those crossbows and was going to hold that, but just enough spearmen. I think he just lost enough villagers combined with some of the raiding for earlier iron, and Hut decided to tap out. He didn't have control of all the legs. He was just on one, and that was enough to do it. Lucifron goes up 1-0 in this. Wait, was that Hut? It was. But I see the score at the top there.
It's because the colors in the lobby.
Oh,
there.
I was like, hold on a second. Like, did I just watch a different game? Yes, Lucifron gets 1 point on the board. It's a best of 3. So that'll take us to match point here, potentially. But yeah, a back and forth game. One player got control of one of the other player's legs, and that kind of started a snowball effect.
Yeah, and I think Hut, he had a really, really solid chance there. I think the main issue was just when he went into the base of his opponent, he just wasn't able to really find enough value there in order to make it work. Really, really close game, though.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll move on to, this will be Hut's home map. Well, he doesn't have to pick a home map. He could pick, I guess, his opponent's home map as well, which is a unique thing here. I also, by the way, the Civ bans are global, I believe. So when Roos is banned, that's banned for everyone. So that's a little different from the road to RedBull Wololo. So just know that. And it looks like the next one, another water map. So for you water enjoyers out here, we're going to get Mediterranean here for game number 2, and I'll be anxious to see. I want to see some Malians on the water. I think the Malians are a great water civ. I don't know if we'll see it here though. Maybe Malian versus Ottoman. Will it happen today? That would be crazy.
Also a really great water civ. But yeah, Malians definitely, they're a really good option. I would really love to see Lucifron going for Malians and just making a transport ship, putting a couple of villagers and a scout in there, and suddenly those transport ship actually shoot arrows in the Dark Age and potentially are able to get a lot of kills.
We got Mongols and English. So, well, the thing to not discount, Mongols on water. I have seen people skip their Uvu early on and go for a dock right away, which helps them get some of that water superiority. If they want to do something like that, of course, they can do some crazy cheese action. I mean, you've played probably a little bit more of this map than I have on the pup. Since the water rework, what do you think it's going to pan out here with the Mongols and English on Mediterranean?
Yeah, I'm quite sure Mongols will skip the Uvu early on just to get that early dock out. Just having that early fishing economy is really, really important. English, they're really good civilization on water at the moment. That 10% discount on all of their ships really manifests from a really early point on as well. You're only paying 67 wood per fishing ship. So that starts right from the get-go. And you also start with more wood compared to other civilizations baseline. So you're able to immediately drop down that dock and just get fishing started from the get-go. It's really, really strong.
How do you decide which warship to build first. Because you get the arrow ship, you can get some speed, get over there, get some fishing boats. But if they open with the Springald ship, well, your airship could be in some trouble. But maybe they get a demo. I'm always kind of wondering, like, how do you know, without scouting, like, which one do you choose first, and can you choose incorrectly?
Usually, I think you would want to go for the galley, just because it's way, way cheaper. It only costs 240 resources total, discounted, of course, for the English. And the Hulk equivalent, the Springald ship, I think it costs around 380, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think it's 150 food, 200 wood, and then 30 gold. So it costs quite a bit more. So it's better to just first go into galleys, just because with them you're able to effectively have 2 ships immediately when you go to double docks, and able to attack ships from like multiple sides. And then you're able to make the counter with the demolition ships against the Hulk. So that's usually what I would aim to go for. Also, you can then later on add your own Hulks, and I think that's probably the best bet to go for.
Well, and the airships also have some good speed. So if you see if they open the Hulk, you can always just run away if you need to. Another thing we haven't really seen yet, but the docks can get arrow emplacements. You can upgrade them now, and they shoot little. I don't know if they're fire arrows, but they do a hell of a lot of damage. So that's a kind of a new thing. They got defensive emplacements there on the water.
Yeah, they're pretty expensive though. They cost a lot of stone and a lot of wood in order to get. Mm-hmm. So you usually want to have that as like a last resort to go to, just because usually in those games you don't want to be gathering stone at all. That's a lot of stone that you have to gather, and it's going to be kind of tough. It's usually only go for that when you're currently losing or when you already got max production right now going anyway. So. It's a little bit tough. Personally, I would advise to, if you can not make it, don't go for those emplacements, just because they cost a lot. And I mean, once you get them, they're pretty strong. But still, it's an investment, and that investment can set you behind on water production.
Can you afford to lose the water and still win on land? Like, what do you think? I feel like a lot of times it's like the second that you've lost that main water fight, that it starts to feel pretty bad, because then your enemy just has so much food.
It's definitely going to be tough to come back after you lost water. You're going to need some other certain factors in order to come back from that. It's tough. When you lost water, you're going to have to reboom some other way. I guess English probably have a really good way to reboom, because they will likely still have a lot of wood in their bank right now after they lost water. So they're able to drop just a whole slew of farms immediately and be good food-wise in that direction. But for most civs, I would say it's really tough. It's really tough to come back after you have lost water. Yeah.
Well, as we're just about to dive into this game, I just want to welcome anyone who might be tuning in to EGCTV, the home of Age of Empires esports. Been hosting professional tournaments for the past year. They've got a $40,000 tournament coming up in this next month, and we've got our second game in this best of 3. It could be match point. We could keep going. The winner of this series will move up to the winner's bracket. The loser will get a second chance down in the lower bracket. And we'll be casting these all day today and tomorrow. So make sure you got some snacks, some comfy clothes. And I hear a Khan already shooting an arrow. Let's get in this game.
Here we go, and we're starting off. We got Lucifron here as the Mongols. We see the Khan, and immediately a donk gets dropped. So there's not going to be an Uvu here right in the beginning. On the other side, Hut, we can already see on the minimap, is dropping a donk as well. So this is just going to be the typical start here that we see for both players on these water maps. Actually takes a second village there in order to immediately gather from the shorefish, from it seems.
Nice, yeah. So he skipped that Uvu. The Mongols, they're a unique civilization. If you haven't played them a whole lot, they can't build walls, but they can build. They get this thing called the Uvu that they can build on their stone. It costs so they get a starting wood amount to build that. It basically extracts stone that they can use for either duplicate. You can make like 2 times military production, or use it for some techs. But in this case, on a water map, you just use the extra wood and throw that into that early dock. That's what we're seeing here. And the map, it is Mediterranean. Lucifron versus Hut. Of course, Lucifron's got some points on the board and probably wants to try to put this away, but Hut, very, very good player. I think this could be a close series. I thought going into this, I would be shocked if Hut didn't put up some points here.
Yeah, the Australian sensation. Now we can see Hutt actually making use of the immense amount of shoreline fish that we have there. 4 of his villagers immediately going over to that shoreline fish. Gets him a little bit of bonus food there. Just, I mean, it's with the deep sea fish, the fastest gathering speed for any food source. Those villagers, they're gathering 1 food per second. So that's pretty big for them. Just a lot of food coming in here for him immediately. Also gets his fishing economy out. Looks like right now, I think Lucifron might be ahead just a little bit, and he might pull ahead overall a little bit on water, just because as the Mongols, you don't have to make any houses at all. So you start with 200 maximum population cap, and that really, that's massive. It's a lot of wood that you don't have to invest into houses at all. They also start with a gur, so they are able to just pack that up and replace that, so they don't have to constantly remake their production buildings in order to just be efficient with the wood lines, etc. It's just a really solid civilization overall on water.
Yeah, the Mongols, they're unique because they can pack up and move their buildings around. The only building you can't move is the dock. It'd be kind of fun if you could move those docks around, but maybe it'd be too crazy. But yeah, that's just a little thing to know about this. If you're diving into them, they play a lot different than some of the other civilizations. They definitely have a lot of unique things. They were fun fact. Anyone who plays has known they were dominant that first few months for a majority of the last year. They were dominant out on ladder until getting a little bit of nerfs.
Oh. What I only just noticed is now we finally know how much the Khan is worth. And in the bottom left side is the army value at the moment. The Khan is worth 120 compared to the Scout, which is worth 70. So that's interesting. Right now, Lucifron just being a little bit annoying here on the gold mine and just harassing that villager a little bit. I mean, every now and then they're shooting back, and so Lucifron right now, he's like, oh, damn. I can't do that much damage. He's going for it again. Oh my god, this is so annoying. He's going for it. He shoots. He scoots back. Gets hit there though. This is just really annoying here.
Of course, English being the only civ where their villagers have little bows. They got little bow and arrows. They're not big arrows, but they can at least stop that pesky Khan from being too annoying. The Khan used to do a ton of villager raiding. It has since been nerfed quite a bit. It used to be super annoying, and I would expect as we hit the second age here in a bit, we have typically a little bit longer of a spin up here. You're gonna see a lot of naval warfare out here in the middle of the sea.
Yeah, second top now getting dropped here by Hutt, so going for that 2-tog. Usually you do that as you go up to the next age. Lucifron already has the food to go up, and now Hutt is going up here as well. With the council hall, only aging up with 3 villagers though. Might want to put a couple more villagers to work on that. Council hall now being worked at with 4 villagers. Deerstones. Let's see how many villagers Lucifron is sending. He's sending 5 so far from the looks of it.
Yep. Now, as far as these landmarks, I know we got some new audience members here today. So that landmark right there for the Mongols, that's the Deerstones. It gives what's called the YAM network ability to all of the units right out of the gate. So that's going to give a speed boost, and there's an aura around that landmark where typically you have to research that YAM network in the 3rd age. So it's a little buff they get there. What were you going to say, Crackety?
He deleted it. He's instead making the silver tree now.
There you go. So now he's gone with the trading landmark. So bait and switch. I guess he changed his mind. Oh man, I love some good trade strategy. So he's going to produce some of those traders. That's basically a market per se. And then on the other side, you've got the English making their council hall that allows you to train those longbows super duper quick and get some of them out on the field. But on this case, I'm not sure if he's going to train those right away, since it's probably going to be water fighting.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting here. Like, at the same time as you're on water, you're making trade. That could potentially be quite a big investment there to make. So I'm not sure if Lucifron is I mean, on the other hand side, he can just choose not to make any traders. But yeah, this is definitely an interesting landmark choice here.
Yep.
Going for the silver tree on water. I mean, it's a good map for it. You have very long trade routes, so good map for it indeed.
Okay, almost identical age up times. Can we see? Okay, 3 docks there. Oh boy, he's got the big ones. And what is that? Both players are doing a hawk. Isn't that what we're seeing? Yes, both players are training a hawk. So, Crackety, they haven't heeded your naval advice.
Yeah, I guess we're going to be seeing a lot of demolition ships then soon. Both players so far, they haven't opted into gathering a lot of gold. I think Hut only just now. I mean, he has a good amount of villagers on gold right now. Hut getting wheelbarrow, Lucifron getting double broadaxe at the moment. Double broadaxe being a little bit more efficient for your wood, but wheelbarrow being good for pretty much all resources together. And now we see those war junks crossing the map, both players opting for those Pringle ships. Lucifron after that, though, going for the galleys. Both players going for galleys next. But Hut is now being caught a little bit off guard, as he didn't have the resource to make both ships at the same time.
Okay, we've got a little bit of back and forth. See this Springhold's firing off, trying to pick off a fishing ship, but is he going to get one? Doesn't look like it, and he has an arrow ship in there as well. So the War of the Sea has begun. It's going to be a lot of back and forth.
Yeah, and this is some good idle time that Lucifron has caused here so far on the fishing economy from Hut. So a lot of the fishing ships here have been idle for a while, and now he's just... Oh, that might be the first economy kill here of the day, and there it is. First fishing ship going down for Hut.
A little snipe there. Now... the Mongols, they get resources for each ship they sink. Is that correct, or is it only the warships, or is that...
You have to research the technology for that first.
The pirate raid or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
That's a lot of ships right now.
Okay, so yeah, Lucifron really doubling down on the Hulks. He has like one arrow ship behind it. Now that arrow ship's goal is just to protect his Hulks from any demo ships that might come out. The arrow ships are very effective against the demos. So in this rock paper scissors combo, we'll see what happens. The fishing ships in the demos can look very similar sometimes. So you have to like really pay attention, especially as they're doing their little disco flashing. I don't know when that's ever gonna get addressed, but I don't know. I kind of like it. It's fun.
Doing its job at the same time, just being annoying here, killing the scout and harassing the villagers. But behind all of this, Lucifron, he has a solid lead right now with the military. He has a type of every single ship, and oh my god, Hut has to be very, very careful here with those demolition ships.
So he's hiding those demos underneath the Hulk. It makes them very hard to actually click. So even if you see them, it can make it challenging to actually get to them. But we see one of those Hulks has sunk. Yellow backing up. Hut, of course, will be healing up as he's closer to his docks. And he's going to run in with the demos. Will he get it? One Hulk goes down. Will he get another? That last one does get it. 2 Hulks for the price of 2 demos.
Oh, this is looking so tough right now. I think, yeah, Hut is losing water here. Hut is losing water. Another demolition ship, and without any galleys, you're just not going to be able to take out any of these demolition ships. The damage from the hulks is just not enough, and another archer ship here goes down, and Lucifron just making this so easy with his water investment.
The Khan is dead.
Khan is dead, and GG gets called. However, not for the Mongol player in this game.
How long was that game? That might be the shortest one we have today. What was that? That was like 10 minutes? 9 minutes. Oh my gosh. Well, there we go. I mean, we talked about it. Like, if you win water, is that it? And apparently Hut said, yeah, I'm done here. And Lucifron swept this series 2-0 versus Hut. Hut will, of course, have another chance down the lower bracket, but Lucifron will go on to play those winner series later on. So congratulations to him on this big win.
Yeah, absolutely well played here. Just realizing his win condition really well, realizing that he is, with the Mongols, just has the superior economy here on water, just not having to invest any wood at all into houses, able to field so many of these really, really expensive ships early on. We can see in the food department, because Hut's economy on water was just idle for so long, there's a really, really big economy difference here. And that is the second game that Lucifron has won in this set. So that is it for this best of 3 this set. Lucifron winning with a 2-0 clean sweep against Hut.
And it's kind of the crazy thing. Like, I think we had that Viper game earlier that was like, what, 45 minutes long? And then you got this one that's 10 minutes. It's always my luck when I'm like, oh, I'm going to squeeze in one game of Age of Empires before like my food is done in the oven, or right before like about to have a meeting coming up. And then it's like, oh, I get like a 2-hour long game. It's always like I'll get the short ones when I have like plenty of time to spare. But that's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, indeed. And I mean, Hut, he did put up a very valiant effort here. I mean, the first game especially, it was such a close game. It was like the space raid. Everybody had his army on the opposite side of the map in the opponent's on the opponent's base, and it was just a difference of where the value was. So Hati just wasn't able to get a lot of villager kills there in the economy. Did realize that, had to tap out early there, and now in the second game he just realized that he's not going to be able to take control of water, and that's just a really, really big thing in these water map games, and did call it there then when he lost water in a impressive display from Lucifron.